Hey there, welcome to Make Success Your Lifestyle. Today, I'm diving into a super important topic, the 5 mistakes you need to avoid to make powerful and wise decisions. So why is this so crucial? Because your decisions define your life. And if you know how to make them correctly, they will propel you forward towards achieving your goals and living your dreams. Having a powerful decision-making process will help you avoid unconsciously sabotaging yourself with poor choices. So let's make sure that that does not happen. Before we dive in, I'd love for you to subscribe and show your support by liking this episode. I also have a gift for you. It's my free guide, Imposter to Impact. It's my must-have guide for turning self-doubt into success. You'll find the link in the description, so go ahead and download it now. All right, let's get to it. Success, whether in your personal life or your business, largely depends on your ability to make decisions, from the big life-changing ones to the small everyday choices. And yes, I know decision making can feel daunting sometimes, but don't worry, we're going to look at how to avoid the most common mistakes so that you can make wise choices with confidence. And the truth is that making smart decisions is one of the biggest obstacles people face. If you don't know the keys to doing it, if you don't have an internal process, it can become discouraging and stressful. Highly successful people know how to avoid common mistakes in important decision making. For them, it's normal and it's everyday, but that doesn't mean they were born with this ability. The skill of making wise decisions is something anyone can develop. The key is to understand the common errors that most people make when faced with important decisions so that you can avoid indecision and move forward with the best option for your life and your business. By the way, if you've had serious doubts when making decisions, or if you've fallen into paralysis by analysis, I want you to know you are not alone. We've all been there. I've been stuck at crossroads of tough decisions, afraid of making mistakes. That's why I know that what you are about to learn is going to change your life. And yes, it is true that a wrong decision is going to have consequences, but it's also true that mistakes help us grow and become better. When you come from the right mindset, in most cases, you will see your mistakes as lessons rather than a failure. When you look at mistakes in this way, they can turn into the key that will actually open the doors to the very success you are seeking. What you need to understand is that to make wise and confident decisions, the focus shouldn't be on avoiding mistakes, but on having a mental process that allows you to move forward quickly without getting stuck. It's about learning to decide without doubting yourself and knowing that regardless of the outcome of that particular decision, you have the ability to keep making new ones that will eventually lead you to the success you're looking for. Tony Robbins says that in moments of indecision is where your destiny is shaped. Why? Well, because not making a decision in itself is a decision. You're literally allowing external circumstances to control your reality because that's what happens when you don't decide. If you really want to consciously shape your destiny, it's important to make assertive decisions. And today, I am going to give you the step-by-step framework to do it. All right, then let's dive into the 5 worst mistakes you can make when making a decision so that you can avoid them and ensure that all of your choices always come from the right mental space. Mistake number 1, having short-term vision. When it's time to make decisions, it's important to have a clear picture of where you want to go. And I don't mean where you're going to be 1 week after making the decision. I'm talking about your vision for your life. A very common mistake is making a decision that may seem good in the short term, but doesn't really align with your big goals, with the vision you have for your life. That's how, without realizing it, you could make decisions that will pull you off track from your dreams instead of catapulting you towards them. So always keep your eye on that vision, that big goal. Look in that direction when you have to choose one path or another, because when you're clear about the big goal you want to reach, all the small, short-term decisions, your day-to-day choices will be much easier to make. Try to make each small decision a step, even if it's tiny, towards your big vision. That's exactly how success works. Keeping this in mind will make decision making much easier for you because you can immediately discard all the options that don't align with the vision of what you really want. Mistake number 2, not getting all the information before deciding. Usually there are 2 things that make people indecisive: fear and lack of information. Fear is reduced by seeking all that information, all that input you need to make that decision. Of course, in new situations, there's always going to be an element of uncertainty, and it's normal to feel a little fear. It's completely natural. If it's a decision that brings you closer to your vision, then you know it's the right step forward so you can move forward confidently. Mistake number 3, trying to be perfect. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Being a decisive person means you're able to make a decision, evaluate your results, learn from that experience, improve what needs to be improved, and move forward. Waiting for everything to be perfect is just an indicator of lack of self-confidence. So the best advice I can give you is do the best you can and move forward. Trust yourself. Don't try to make it perfect. The truth is, there are no perfect plans or decisions. What will really make the difference is to make informed decisions. So instead of obsessing over perfection, focus on moving forward, even if it's with baby steps. Remember, you can always improve on what you've done before. The most important thing is that you keep moving forward. Mistake number 4, clinging to the worst case scenario. That eternal, what if? What if it goes wrong? What if I make a mistake? If everyone focused on everything that could go wrong all the time, then no one would ever do anything. Entrepreneurs, artists, change makers, they wouldn't even exist. Moreover, whatever you focus your attention and energy on is exactly what you're going to attract into your life. So if you live in fear of always getting the worst outcome, you will likely attract situations or people that lead you there. To break out of this cycle of negativity, do this mini exercise. Ask yourself, what's the worst possible scenario? And answer yourself honestly. And then ask yourself, what's the best that could happen? And answer honestly and without fear. What if it does work out? Now that you're clear on both sides of the coin, intentionally keep your focus and aim for the best scenario. Now, since you know what the worst one could potentially look like, be mindful of the actions you need to take to avoid it. From this clear perspective, make a decision and stay firm on your choice. I love this formula because it allows you to take calculated risks and to take measures to minimize them while keeping your focus on success and the possibilities ahead. That's called being decisive and having determination. And being decisive makes you move faster towards your goals. Now, the last piece of advice, something you should never forget in your decision-making process, is mistake number 5, and it's not setting a deadline for making the decision. You should always set a time limit for making decisions. Don't overthink it. You already know that not deciding is giving away your power to external factors that you don't control. Intuition, it's way more powerful than many people want to admit. And the truth is, most of the time, we know what to do from the very beginning, often in the very first minutes, even if we don't want to acknowledge it. What happens is that despite that knowing, we want validation of our decision to feel more secure. Well, I'm here to tell you that you do not need validation from anyone. You know what you want on a very deep level, and you know what you have to do to get there, even if it's uncomfortable. And usually the most powerful decisions that catapult you to success tend to be the most uncomfortable ones. It's just how it works. Success lies beyond your comfort zone. So to avoid procrastinating on those important decisions, set a deadline and combine that with the other 4 steps I just talked about. Now you have a process for making wise decisions and evolving towards success. And if you want more tools to make powerful decisions and live the life of your dreams, don't forget to click on the link in the description and download my free guide, Imposter to Impact. It's my must-have guide for turning self-doubt into success. And now I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, what's the hardest decision you've had to make lately and why? I'll be looking forward to your comments. See you next week.